Welcome to the Black Mother Wound podcast, where we center the stories of Black women as we heal from the painful relationships with our mothers, sometimes controversial, always compelling, vulnerable, and real. We believe we can only heal the things we name, and if you didn't know, we're all in this together. I'm your host, Jennifer Arnise.
What's up, everybody? It feels like it has been a long time since we've talked. I hope you are doing well. Hope you are taking care of yourself. You just had Thanksgiving. I hope you did what you wanted to do and what was best for you. And I hope you will do that again and Christmas and every day, really, not just over the holidays, but I know how much pressure holidays can bring for some folks. And yeah, me and Vincent have been chilling. We didn't go anywhere, literally, the whole Thanksgiving, but didn't even do anything for Black Friday. We cooked a little bit, still too much for two people, but I knew that I just needed to chill. I'm still tired. I'm tired of saying that I'm tired. I don't know if tired is the right word, but tired might be. And I also realized I don't know if I can ever get enough rest. I will always need more rest. It's like you need food every day. I need rest every day. I need quiet downtime every day. I think that's what I'm coming to realize, that I need it, or I'm just going to be even more tired. And I don't think I can catch up. I can think I caught up on rest, but then I'll be busy for one day and I'll be back tired, like I didn't have any rest. So like the whole catch up on rest, I'm beginning to think that doesn't work for me. I don't know if that works for y'all. If y'all can actually catch up on rest. I'm also, I don't bring this up because I'm not an expert. I'm already ranting. I ain't even started to talk about what we're going to talk about today. Maybe this will feed into what we're talking about today. It usually does. I kind of follow human design a bit. I'm not an expert because anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But I'm a projector. And projectors, they need lots of rest every day. I think we shouldn't do more than like 4 hours of labor, whether that be mental, physical, emotional, per day. And the rest of our day, we should just be laying around. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting there. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. This is also the first day I'm back in my studio. If you're audio listener, you probably don't notice, but you might notice because I'm back with my podcast mic, and it might sound a little more smooth and caramel than me recording with my mic on my camera, which is what I've been using the last month. And if you're watching me on YouTube, then you see I'm kind of back in my chair that I usually record in, my studio chair, and I'm back in my new studio in my new house, which is also part of my office. And this was a huge part of what I wanted to create for myself, was a dedicated space to record podcasts. And it's taken me 2 months to get in this chair. And I'm happy to be here. I am also recognizing, which is what I'm learning to do more, is recognize my own anxiousness around re-entry to things. If I haven't done something for a while, for me to get back into it, oh God, it's like internally I am kicking and screaming to do it. And I will make every excuse, every distraction to do something else besides that thing I need to just jump back in and do. And like when you've been in the water, but you've been out for a while, and you know when you first get into it, it's gonna be cold. Only for a second, because as soon as you get it over your shoulders, you're good. But it's like you don't even want to feel that moment. That's what I avoid. I avoid the moment. And I am learning how to understand myself more and how to methodically re-enter in a more smooth and caring way, right? It's like being a doula for myself is a rebirth. And um, maybe that's a little bit about what I want to talk about today. And who knows, it could go somewhere else. But how we, always talking about building a healthy relationship with ourselves. That is the purpose of healing our mother wound, right? For me, as far as I'm concerned, it's about how we build a healthy, loving, and nurturing relationship with ourselves. And people always ask me, how do you do that? What does that look like? And, I say, well, it's just about reparenting yourself. And they're like, what is reparenting? I never was parented from the beginning. So what does that mean to reparent myself? And what I can say is, and you might think that you're doing this, but you probably are not, but you can start today. And it really is about paying very close attention to not how you treat yourself, but just very close attention to yourself. And when you pay very close attention to yourself, you will start to see patterns emerge. You will start to notice how you do certain things, how you say certain things, how you respond at certain times in different situations and circumstances. And some of these things we might already know. And because we are very critical of ourselves, we jump down our own throats pretty quickly, which is not the answer. You cannot beat yourself up into a good relationship with yourself. How? Cannot. And or we distract ourselves from things. That's how, because of the judgment, we just distract and we look away. Well, I'm gonna need you to look closely, right? Because how can you love someone that you don't pay attention to? How can you care about someone that you don't know intimately and deeply? And I think what might come up for some, most, almost all of us, I know surely for me, sometimes, is it's difficult because when I really see myself, I have already decided somewhere because of my programming that I'm not worthy of being loved. So I am paying attention to myself, but I am paying attention to myself through the lens of I am undeserving of love and all these things about me. These are the reasons why no one loves me. These are the reasons why I'm not worthy of being loved and don't have this, that, and the third. That will cause you to want to look away. But instead, I want you to become aware of those things. This is building a relationship with yourself is also about understanding your shadow and being able to sit with that. And it's not just the dark sides of you, but the perceived darkness, right? Because darkness is a perspective. All you got to do is turn the light on and it's no longer dark. Like, it's so dark in here. It's just because the light is out. But once the light is on, it's not dark anymore. So what I want you to gain is the capacity to sit with yourself when you're paying attention and your mind is telling you, not the truth, your mind is telling you this is wrong, that's wrong, this is broken, this is why you're on the outside. I don't give a fuck what it is. Okay? I don't care what it is. I don't. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter about your body, your hair, your face, your fingers, your clothes, where you live, how you live, who you live with, what you have, your money, your car, your job. Like, oh, I could go on for days of the things that I could pick on what's wrong with me, right? And those things leading to me not being deserving or worthy. I could go on for days. You know what I'm saying? But I know those things aren't true. and they have never been true, they will never be true. Some of y'all get it. Some of y'all gonna fight me on it. If you fight me on it, still just listen and say, even though it's hard for me to listen to what Jennifer is saying, I'm open to the possibility of it being true. I'm open to the possibility that how I see myself is not true. Even though I believe it now, I'm open to the possibility I don't see myself correctly, and leave it there, right? Let that be your affirmation. I'm open to seeing myself differently. And it might even be, I'm not open to seeing all parts of me differently, but I'm open to seeing some things differently. I'm open to that. Okay. And so you can hold on to that and listen to me today. Be good. But, okay. So we're holding on to the possibility that we look at things, how we look at ourselves is incorrect. When you are able to pay attention to yourself, you are able to love on yourself more. All the things that you perceive not to be good, you are able to make a decision to see yourself differently. And it doesn't mean this isn't about being delusional, because it is there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, there's a pimple on my forehead. That is a fact. I'm not going to say my affirmation is that there's no longer a pimple on my forehead. No, there's a pimple on my forehead. There'll be pimples all over my face. I see them all. I receive them all. I accept them all. I love them all. I want to cry just saying it, because of how starved we are, how starved I am for this acceptance, this love in the face of something that seems to be unlovable, right? And I think about, and this is why I love the word reparenting, right? And why it's so important to reparent ourselves, because this is what's happening, right? When generally, when a healthy parent, I got to put that in there. When a healthy parent sees their child, all they see is beauty. All they see is the miracle of who they are. All they see is dreams realized. That's all they see, right? When the child has got a shitty diaper, this child is still so beautiful. You're going to change that shitty diaper and then hold them close and kiss them after all that disgusting mess came out of their butt, right? When they got snot running down their face, they're still beautiful. When they are crying, when they're having a fit, when they're falling down, when they're muddy, when they're not listening, you still like, it never dawns on a healthy parent to be like, I can't stand this motherfucker, all right? Give her back. Why is she sneezing? Why is her nose running? Why is this? Why all of these things. Now you might want them to be different, but it doesn't impact the way you love them, right? And through the care of a parent, a healthy parent, you begin to know this child. You begin to know, you know what? I already know when they go to their auntie's house, they're going to come back with a cold. So I'm already had these things ready. I already know when they go outside, the first thing I'm going to do is, because that was my son, if he go outside, we go to this certain park, first thing he's going to do is find some mud and find some water to splash in. So I already know. Put some clothes in the car, be ready for it. Don't have plans afterwards because he's going to be a mess. Like, because I know him. I have paid attention, right? And I have planned for those things. So I can't stand this or that about him getting muddy or getting wet and getting in the water every time we come here. It's going to happen every time. Instead, I prepare for that, right? And that helps me stay calm, and it also allows him to have a good time. It's a win-win. But for some reason, with ourselves, we act like we don't know us. When we have the same patterns, we do the same thing, we have the same response, the same reaction to the same shit, but we act like we don't know ourselves, right? Or we do know, but instead of preparing in a healthy way, we prepare in a dysfunctional way, right? It's like, oh, I know on Fridays I have this meeting at work and it's going to wear me out. So when I get home, I'm going to go ahead and have all my liquor ready because I'm about to get drunk. That's not the proper response, because the next day you wake up and you got a headache and now you feel bad all day and it's your weekend is ruined, and then you start all the way back over again on Monday, right? That's not it. How would you prepare for that differently? Okay, Fridays, the first Friday of the month is a very stressful day. As I lead up to that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, I go to bed early. I wake up early. I have my affirmations. I have my tea. I sleep well. Maybe take a bubble bath before I go to work on Friday, right? When I'm at work, I've cleared off all my other meetings. I know when I get home, I'm not going to want to cook. I have already got my order from Uber Eats together that's going to be delivered, right? I already have whatever the movie is. I'm going to take another bubble bath when I get home. So it's still a win-win because I know myself, right? I know I'm not going to want to talk to anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and whatever the plan is, y'all know the first Friday night of the month, I just chill because I need to recuperate from a stressful day. That's just an example, right? So when I talk about reparenting, when I talk about building a healthy relationship with yourself, it's about how you move in your everyday life in a way that shows that you care about yourself. Okay? It doesn't mean all the time you sitting in a meditation, position with incense burning all day, and then you get up and you go run around, right? And you still fall back into the same habits. It's about how you tend to yourself during the day, right? Paying attention. What are the things that upset you? What are the things that have you stressed out? What are the things that you need to be doing, but you're avoiding, right? How are you avoiding those things, right? And then taking a conscious effort and being proactive about creating a remedy that works for you, right? There is no wrong answer. A lot of times we're still struggling with trusting ourselves. And it's like, well, I've thought about that, but I didn't know if Jennifer would do that. Well, I don't know if so-and-so would do that. So I don't know if that would be a good idea. Try it and see. Your inner guidance, your compass, your North Star, it knows what you should be doing. It's telling you, and you probably already know, but you like, I'm going to wait. And then don't let me get started on why we don't do the things. Because it's like, if I do this and it gets better, who will I be if I'm not stressed out? Who will I be if I'm not triggered? Who will I be if I'm not angry? Who would I be? Who would I be if I take care of myself? Oh, who would I be? Because my whole personality, my whole existence, my whole habits, my schedule, everything is slated around me keeping the other shoe from falling, me tending to my woundedness versus me tending to my wholeness, right? Are you tending to your woundedness or are you tending to your wholeness? Because your woundedness is more of a condition and your wholeness is who you will always be, right? It doesn't matter what it looks like. You're still whole. Even with a limp, you're whole, right? Even being afraid of the dark, you're whole. Nothing can get you out of your wholeness. And the more we tend to that wholeness, the more we allow ourselves to build a healthy relationship with ourselves. And in a healthy, beautiful, loving relationship with ourselves, we are able to grow, to bloom. And as we grow and we bloom, we then see who we really are. We then see oh, this is my authentic self. That other version of me, that was just survival mode. This is the real version of, of who I am, right? And that's why you're here. That's why you're on this planet. Okay? Is not to keep reliving the past. It is to tend to this garden that is your life in whatever capacity you can do it in. It just could do it, right? That is why you're here. That is your meaning, as far as I'm concerned. My meaning in life is not to show it for others, to show I'm a good friend, to prove something to someone else because I was there for them. My meaning in life is joy. It is fulfillment. It is bliss. It is freedom. It is using my gifts. It is intimacy, right? It is personal transformation for me, because those are my values. So my values define my meaning. If y'all want a podcast on learning about values, let me know. I'm not an expert, but I know what they've done for me. Side note. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say today. I hope that came across. I the codependent in me wants to solve all your problems. I want to say everything perfectly so you can do the change. You can do it and it can happen and it'd be perfect for you. And then you look at me as a great person. But I know I can't do that. This is a slow, steady burn that you have to commit to for yourself. So pay attention to your life. Journal about your life. Pull a piece of paper out and go through and say, oh, I did this many times. I did this. Oh, these are things I'm doing. These are things I like. These are things I don't like. How can I pay attention to myself more to get the response out of me that I want? Most of y'all know how to show up in a relationship with someone else. Y'all know how to pay the closest fucking attention to another person, know what their needs are, show up for those needs, and to elicit a response from them, because that's what we had to do as kids. That was a part of our safety mechanism. How to do all the things to make our mother happy with us, love us, and respond to us in a way so we feel seen, heard, validated, nurtured, and appreciated. Didn't always work, but we still were experts at it. For others, I want you to learn to do that for yourself. Turn that lens on yourself. That's all I have for you today. It's good to be back. Even though I've done a few episodes, it's like I feel like I'm back right now. So that feels really good. I appreciate everyone hanging on when I don't have episodes. I appreciate all the people, the DMs, the messages, the congratulations on the house and the move. I thank you all. It means so much to me to have this community to share my life with, and for y'all to be happy for me. Like, that really means a lot, because I haven't always felt like I had something to be happy about. You know what I mean? And I haven't always felt proud of myself, even if I did good things, but I didn't have the capacity. So me being able to be proud of myself and to receive it from others is something that's growing on me. And so I appreciate you all helping me practice and become more acclimated in that way. If you're an audio listener, head over to YouTube and check out the videos. Outside of the podcast on YouTube, I'm now doing vlogs. I have 2 vlogs up. I have another one I need to edit today that I'll probably put up as soon as it gets finished. And that's a fun thing. I'm going to talk about that in another episode because it has kind of to do with something else I want y'all to be, on the lookout for in your own lives. But I appreciate y'all. And I will see you. Guess what? I will see you next week. I'd be iffy about saying that, but I really, really, really am going to see you next week. So, bye.
Thank you for listening to the Black Mother Wound podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and make sure you comment, subscribe, and rate the show. You can keep the conversation going over on IG at Black Mother Wound, and click the link in the show notes to download the free Mother Wound Healing Guide. See you next week.